And we are live. What's going on, guys? It is January 27th, 2018, year of the dog soldier, and you're listening to Plain and Simple, a hunting podcast. If you guys ain't ever listened to this podcast before, I tell you what, we do things a little different here. We get wild, we get crazy, we say what we want, we do what we want. We just have a good time. That's what it's about, right? We just have a good time. We talk about hunting. We talk about the hunting industry. We talk about the personalities of outdoor TV. We talk to some hunting experts. We just have a freaking good time. And you're all here. So that's it. This week's podcast is brought to you by Cirrus Wind Indicator. I got a Cirrus Wind Indicator right here. Now, I'm going to tell you guys right now, okay? So, Cirrus Outdoors is a partner of Dog Soldier, and they brought this product to the market, and I actually found it, okay? When I found this product, it's this little unit right here. You guys have seen it before. When I found this product, I called them up, and I said, hey, I've got an online store, tacticalpredatorhunter.com, for all your Dog Soldier approved gear. I said, tell me about this thing. I see videos everywhere. I see this thing blowing out a little puff of smoke. What's the story on it? And the guy told me about it. He told me the price point, which was more important. It's like 29 or 30 bucks, I think, on my website. I've got cartridges. I have not. Hold on. I have not went through a whole. Don't that suck? Ain't that embarrassing? When I'm sitting here doing a pitch and I drop the product on the ground. But that just kind of tells you a little bit about me. I tear stuff up. But anyway, so the little cartridge screws in it, and I've not went through a cartridge yet this season. And I've filmed 12 or 13 episodes of Dog Soldier. I've been through all kinds of stuff. But anyway, so the Cirrus Wind Indicator is epic. And it's more epic-er now. Look at this. So all you do is you activate it. See that right there? But look at this right here. See that red light? For us night hunters, that's going to be awesome right there. It's got a white light too. You can use it for a flashlight. And also it has a USB port on the bottom so you can use it to charge your phone. So that's epic. Cirrus Wind Indicator made this podcast possible tonight. You guys can check them out at tacticalpredatorhunter.com. Okay, so let's get started. I tell you what, this is actually the shakedown week. Lane Johnson, I'm a huge fan of you too, brother. Yeah, durability test, Tom. So, okay. So this week, I've got me a new fancy mic. I've got me a new fancy backdrop. I've got a real nice hoodie on. I've got a real nice hat on. And before we get started about what the podcast is about, which obviously is the post-SHOT Show podcast, I want to talk about Plain and Simple a little bit. This podcast has became way more than I thought it would ever. It's way more epic than I thought it would ever be. And I'll tell you why. Hey, John, what's up? So, obviously, the podcast is on iTunes. If you have an Apple platform like an iPhone or whatever, you can listen to the podcast on iTunes. It's Plain and Simple, a hunting podcast. And you can listen to it on SoundCloud if you got other devices. You can watch it here live on YouTube. You can watch these episodes back live if you want to, listen to it at work. But let me just give you some numbers. This podcast has, I think this is the 16th or 17th episode since I started this, and I took about a 3-month break because I had to hunt and I had to do some stuff, and we'll talk about that here in a little bit as well, why I was so busy. But anyway, this podcast turned into something way bigger than I thought it would be. It was Plain and Simple Predator Hunting. It's been Pure Predator Hunting. I don't know. I've changed the name 25 million times. But now I'm stuck. It's Plain and Simple. You guys know I say Plain and Simple a lot. I'm a no BS kind of guy. It just is what it is. And but I changed it to Plain and Simple, a hunting podcast. And the reason I did this is, You guys will be watching the show this year, and you'll notice I've killed a lot of big game this year. I killed a big elk, and I killed 3 big deer, and I killed a bear, on top of 50 or so coyotes already. You guys know I'm big in the air gun world. I do a lot of air gun hunting. We do all kinds of crazy stuff. We work with all kinds of outfitters. Great Plains Outfitters, my brother Dirk and my sister Jen Jenkins. I tell you right now, I couldn't live without them. Miles Bush at Box Elder, Chad Onick and his family at CNS, the Wetsteins at Rawhide, Todd Rogers and Susan Rogers at RuttenStrutGuideService.com. I tell you what, I just work with so many people, okay? And they're big whitetail outfitters, big turkey outfitters, elk, bears, lions, and bears, oh my! Almost did like a 3 little piggy. Oh, and speaking of piggies, I got outfitters for that too, because I'll shoot the hell out of them every chance I get. I'll shoot a pig in a dog pen if you let me. But anyway, what I'm getting at here, guys, is I do all kinds of stuff on top of coyote hunting. I'm from Southwest Missouri, and for some of you guys that are just tuning in, and there's a hell of a lot of people watching every week that have no clue who I am. I grew up in Southwest Missouri. I paved my way through the ranks shooting big deer with a bow and shooting turkeys' heads off, when I was younger. And I just got lucky and got really good at predator hunting, and I started eating, breathing, and sleeping coyotes. I got a job in the hunting industry like almost 15 years ago. I just been very blessed. I won the world championships in 2010, the all-around calling championships. So I'm a coyote guy. I wouldn't have it any other way, but there's a big part of my life that is huge in just hunting in general. So I changed the podcast to Plain and Simple, a hunting podcast. I want you guys to be able to talk to buddies of mine like Pat and Nicole Reeve with Driven, Stan Potts, Greg Miller. Man, there's just so many. Matt Moret. I just know so many people, and if this is a predator hunting podcast, it's not that we're going to lose viewership, but if we make this a hunting podcast, everybody will enjoy it, and everybody will love it, and we'll have a bigger audience, and it'll just be plumb crazy. I'm fueled by craziness, if you haven't noticed. I love it. I kind of makes the hair on the back of my neck stand up, and when I get in a little bit of controversy every now and then, or I tell somebody what I think, and it's not that I'm being a jerk or anything like that, but don't you think in the hunting world, don't you think it's time to stick up for our rights, for somebody to be loud, for somebody to say what they want to say, how they say, and when they want to say it? Speaking of that, Cam & Co., the NRA TV show on the Sportsman Channel. I've got an invite to be on his show. I can't wait till that, man. That's gonna be awesome. Awesome. Cam's an awesome guy. He come and talk to me at Range Day this year at SHOT Show. So anyway, that's pretty much what it is, guys. It's plain and simple, man. I'm a hunter. And I don't want to just funnel down my life anymore to predator hunting. Yes, Dog Soldier is going to be Dog Soldier forever. I am the freaking Dog Soldier. I love shooting coyotes in the mouth. I love blowing their teeth out. I love skinning coyotes. I love calling in cats. I love everything predator hunting. Anything with teeth, I want to hunt it, man. But I'm telling you right now, this year I've experienced things that I never experienced in my life. Elk hunting. I never hunted elk before. Even though I'd been around them my whole life, I'd never hunted elk. Mule deer. Dirk and Jen, I had the hunt of a lifetime this year. And I shot a management mule deer that we hunted 3 weeks. It took me 3 weeks to kill this stupid thing. Killed a 180-inch mule deer in eastern Colorado with Stearman on just a do-it-yourself hunt. There's so many aspects of my life that I want to share with you guys that is so more than predator hunting. And if it's a plain and simple predator hunting podcast, when people click on it, they're going to be like, oh, this is a predator hunter. I'm tired already. This is predator hunter. I'm going to go to Randy Newberg's, or I'm going to go to the Rich Outdoors, or I'm going to listen to one of them other podcasts, which are great podcasts. But I'm on a mission here. I'm on a mission. My mission is Plain and simple, man. It's to be me. My name is Steve Kreiner. They call me the Dog Soldier, and I can only be the Dog Soldier, Steve Kreiner. But I'm a damn good one, and I appreciate you guys watching the podcast. I appreciate you guys watching it live. I'm watching everybody comment here. You know, Rachel, she's already put insect repellent in Cirrus, and Tom Cruise, Stan Potts, oh man, you got to give me just a second. No kidding. And does it get any better? I don't think so. Ed Gajowski, my buddy from Michigan. The podcast is addicting. It's on at a good time. I can't watch it at work after hunting, or I can watch it after work and after hunting and while I'm reloading. Raymond Teska, he's in a great state of Wyoming, he says. Guy asked a question if I'm still in Colorado. John Wells, Bob Taylor. I'm giving all you guys, J.D. Johnson, I'm giving all you guys a shout out. My brother Dirk's on, Great Plains Outfitters. I'm getting them, man. I'm giving her heck. Painted for Life, hello from Iowa. What's up, homie? Tom Cruise, Nathan Babb, Tom Kane, John Wells. Guys, I'm telling you right now, without you, this is not possible. So for all you hookers out there that's got an iPhone, I want you to go to iTunes. There's an app called Podcast. Go to Podcast, search Plain and Simple. You'll see my face on there. And give me a review. Subscribe. I think you can subscribe to them. But give me a review, because believe it or not, in 17 episodes, I think this is the 17th episode, we have been downloaded on iTunes 10,000 times in the last 6 months. Downloaded. Can you believe? So let me just tell you, and this is a pre-SHOT Show podcast, or the post-SHOT Show podcast, but I'm on a mission here tonight, because SHOT Show is the part of the year where us TV guys realize if we're going to make it or not. And I come back from SHOT Show stronger than I ever have been. I've had the best SHOT Show that I've ever could have had. And then it's time to do a podcast, and I look, and right now, I don't know how many's watching live. It says 30, but I'm not sure these numbers are right, and let me tell you why. Because by midnight tonight, this thing will be watched 300 or 400 or 500 times. So maybe people ain't watching it live, and that's fine. You guys remember when I posted that picture? It says, don't do it because you want people to watch. Do it because of the people that watch. That's why I do it live. I could pre-record these, be like a radio station, upload them every time, but you're just not getting it. You just don't get me, the Dog Soldier. You don't get the plain and simple. You don't get the raw, the edgy, the let's jump on that line and make people mad if we need to. See what I'm saying? That's who I am. This is going to be the best dang podcast that I've ever had tonight, and I'm glad you guys are watching it. Bob Taylor, heck yeah, man. And if you guys notice, when you go to iTunes or you go to SoundCloud, if you got an Android device, if you go to SoundCloud or iTunes, I changed my icon to Plain and Simple, a hunting podcast. And I'm sitting there with my bird flying, and it's got a big old censor sign over it. Yes, I'm censoring myself because I want kids to watch. I want kids to listen. I want kids to get in trouble in high school because iPhones are allowed there now, and I want them to have their little wireless earbuds in, listening to the Dog Soldier. That's what I want. And it's not because I'm better than anybody else. It's not that because I'm an expert. It's because I'm on television. I'm a public figure. People pay me. Iowa Buck Classic, March 4th, 5th, and 6th. I think it is, or 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Just Google Iowa Buck Classic. I'm going to do seminars, and I'll have a booth there, and I'll be talking coyote hunting, and I'll be talking hunting. People pay for me to do appearances and come and see them, and they want me to teach people something, and they want me to talk to people. And if I don't be me, then who am I cheating? I'm cheating every one of you guys. Plain and simple. Cheating everybody. So from now on, I'm censoring myself a little bit because it does break my heart a little bit every now and then when I get an email and the guy says, man, I love you, Kreiner. You're awesome. But something about my little 5-year-old running around the house saying he's a lucky bastard, I can't let him listen or watch no more. That happened last year. Yeah, I got that email. Straight up. So, with that being said, we're going to start off. This is the first podcast after the 2018 SHOT Show. I'm stronger than ever. I'm happier than ever. I'm energetic than ever. I got me a brand new mic. I got me a brand new backdrop. It's time to raise Cain, boys and girls. I'm loving it. I love everything about this job, and I couldn't do it without you guys. I really can't. Yes, Freddie, it has been a while. Okay, so Freddie, before we get into the SHOT Show, Freddie says, when are you going to put some more coyotes in the dirt? Been a while since you posted on a good hunt. Okay, so I'm getting ready to start uploading stuff to YouTube. It's airing right now on the Sportsman channel. And yes, Steve Kreiner will break his contract and cut them episodes up as soon as I can get to it and put them on YouTube, okay? So I will promise you that. So more hunts coming at you. I've been hunting. I filmed 13 episodes before December. I'm rocking and rolling. I'm going to start hunting Sister Jennifer Jenkins. Is going to film me next week, do a bunch of air gun stuff. So I'm rolling. And I go to Texas the 7th to night hunt for coyotes, foxes, and bobcats with the new 50 caliber hammer from Umarex USA, the air gun. Rock on, Tom. So anyway, so I've been hunting hard and I've been staying after it. Real Air Gun Hunting is a new show. Hey, Kent, tell Cousin Tom I said hi. I miss everybody. I ain't seen Tommy in years, and I'd really like to see him. So tell him I said hi. I miss him. I miss the old days of sitting in the corner booth at Grandma's restaurant. Man, it's been a long time ago. But anyway, Real Air Gun Hunting is a show that will start uploading on Carbon TV and YouTube and Facebook. On their own channels. There'll be a Real Air Gun Hunting YouTube, a Real Air Gun Hunting Carbon TV channel, and a Real Air Gun Hunting Facebook page. I expect all you homies to subscribe when I upload it and share it, just like you guys need to share these podcasts and spread the word because we're strong. Real Air Gun Hunting is a show I'm doing for Umarex USA, and it's all about hunting with an air gun. I'm pumped up about it. For one, I ain't got to hard sell nothing. All I got to do is use good Umarex air guns and go hunting. You know, there's so much on television. You know, I've been with Winchester Ammunition for almost 14 years, longer than any other personality in the outdoor industry. And it's easy when you get sponsors and you don't have to change and everything rolls good. Well, the good thing about Real Air Gun Hunting is all I got to do is hunt. And I'll be using them guns. And I've used them for years. I've co-hosted American Air Gunner, done some hunts for them for the last 5 years, and we're rocking and rolling. It's good products. But anyway, the good thing about Real Air Gun Hunting is it's replicatable. Okay, so anyway, I'm from Southwest Missouri, and I can't pronounce half the crap. That's why I say industry, whatever I want to call it at any given time. But so anyway, it's very easy to duplicate. Duplicatable, replicatable. Anyway, so what I'm getting at is I'm going to be hunting rabbits, squirrels, coons, turkeys, white-tailed deers, hogs. I'm going to be doing all kinds of stuff with air guns that anybody out there can do. You don't understand when it comes to the enjoyment of hunting. When it comes to the enjoyment of hunting, I'm like Tom said, I'm on point. I love doing stuff that I can raise Cain. I love doing stuff that I can have a good time. And I damn sure love doing good stuff that I can be an American and go out and share it with the world. And everybody can do it. It's easy to do. I mean, I'm hunting rabbits, squirrels, all this stuff that you can go do. I'm sick. I'll be honest with you guys. Let's talk air gunning just for a second. There's a lot of good air gunners out there. But some of them walk around with their hand out and say, hey, if you give me $4,000 or $5,000, I'll take your air gun over to Africa and shoot a water buffalo. I understand what they want to do. They want to go over and shoot water buffalo with an air gun so they can say they shot a water buffalo with an air gun. I'm an American kid. Nothing against going to Africa, but I like my feet on this dirt. And I believe all these animals have been put here for a reason. And if you're biblical, God gave us dominion. And some of them were made to hunt with an air gun. I'm not going to Africa to hunt water buffalo with an air gun. If I go to Africa to hunt water buffalo, I will use a howitzer. So that's pretty much where I stand. So anyway, real air gun hunting is going to be a hunting show that anybody, if you see Steve Kreiner on, and I don't mean to be lame and talk about myself in third person, but if you see me on real air gun hunting, I promise you that you're going to get the information you need to get the products or products like it that I'm using, because it's all about promoting air gun hunting, and you're going to be able to go do it tomorrow. It's that simple. Hog hunting is on the rise. It's very popular, 300 or 400 a day. You can shoot as many hogs as you want a lot of places, and they give you a night's stay and a food. Like, you can't stay at a Super 8, or you can't sleep in a 7-Eleven parking lot anymore for $300 a night. So why not go shoot hogs with it, you know? That's what it is. Freddie says, do you use 243 Coyote Light more than the 22 250 Coyote Light? I don't know. I love my 243. I really do. I love my 22 250 too. So, I don't know. Just whichever one I grab. They're both hanging in my back seat at any given time. And it just depends on what day I'm feeling. They're both set up the same. The triggers are set the same. Axion Optics on both of them now. Let's speak about Axion Optics. Axion Optics is a new partner of Dog Soldier. Actually, they've been my partner for 3 years. You guys just didn't know about it. We've designed some scopes, and they're very price point friendly, and anybody can afford them, and lifetime warranty, and I can't tear them up. And they are awesome, and they have what they call a second zero. Go to my fan page, facebook.com, search Dog Soldier Steve Kreiner, and look at the second zero video. Sight your gun in at 100 yards, flip up the little, it's got like a little lens, or I call it a prism, in the front of the scope, flip it up, and you're dead on at 500. I promise you it works. I don't know how. It's black magic. But I like black magic. If I see you, I'm going to shake your hand. Raymond, I hope so, buddy. Me and Raymond Teska, you guys see him in the chat window right now. We talk a lot via message, and it might just be a, hey, podcast this Thursday, and me say, nah, I'm too lazy, or I need to work, yada, yada, yada. All right, my boy Dave Stucks just got on. I'm pretty sure that's who's running with the MFK Game Calls channel tonight. Kreiner, there was an arm wrestling contest between you and Dave in Waco at the bar a few years ago. How'd that turn out? Uh-oh, this may not be Dave. Well, if it's not Dave, I won. Bam! And for you guys watching on iTunes or SoundCloud, on your Apple devices or Android platforms, I just held my arm up and went, bam! Because that's how it was. I rocked Dave Stucks of MFK Game Calls, but so hard, he about fell off his bar stool. That's the night a certain camera guy got carried away and pooped all over Jeremy Bailey's bedroom. Over 3,000 starlings with a Benjamin Rodder 25 caliber in Tennessee. That's freaking awesome. Starlings are evasive. They need killed. They all need killed. Definitely. So anyway, okay, we talked about real air gun hunting. We talked about me whooping Dave Stucks' butt, arm wrestling. Sterling Justice, one of my homies, one of the representatives for Tactical Predator Hunter. He's in the chat room. If you guys want to ask him questions, make sure just say, hey, Sterling, and ask him a question. He'd be glad while he's here probably to answer some questions for me. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about SHOT Show. We're going to talk about the life and times of an outdoor personality during Hell Week. Now, if you guys watched the podcast or listened to the podcast last week, and if you haven't, go back and listen to it. It's epic. I had Jeff Thomason on, one of my buddies who's been in outdoor TV a long time. I got a report from Jeff from SHOT Show today, and he said everything was looking good. Everything's good his way. Everything's good my way. So things are looking up. Now, me and Jeff are taking certain measures, and we treat it like a business, and we run our platform a little different than 99% of these people you see on TV or on Facebook especially. So we're going to make it, guys. This is one of the best SHOT Shows I've ever been to, and I tell you why. There's so much talk across the industry right now, and the hunting industry in general, about TV dying. There's TV shows dropping off right and left. And I'll tell you right now, I'll tell you right now, the reason why TV shows are dropping off right and left, because they're not treating them like a business. And I'm not picking on anybody. I'm not trying to cause any trouble or anything like that. But when it comes down to it, it's that simple. This is a business. A lot of people, I come off arrogant sometimes, and maybe that's just because I'm being myself. When we were put on this earth, whether you believe it was by God or aliens or whoever you think put us here, it wasn't his absolute or their absolute purpose to make sure we got along with everybody or make sure we was liked by everybody. So, with that being said, I'm just going to tell you how it is, plain and simple. The hunting industry is not dying. TV is not dying. But TV shows are falling off at a rapid rate. And they'll figure it out just like any other business. That it's like pot-bellied pigs. They go up and down, up and down. Well, 15 years ago, I remember when you could get $40,000 for a commercial. And now you can't give them away. But there's things that you can do to make sure you make a living. And you got to treat it like a business. So when I went to SHOT Show this year, I was scared. I'd made a huge investment this year on making sure that I was doing things right and making sure my marketing got to the right people, make sure that my products got marketed well, because we're a marketing platform, we're a distribution point, and that's what we do. So I went to SHOT Show, and thinking that things could be bad. But I will tell you this. The buzz around SHOT Show, and I heard it was at ATA as well, but the buzz around SHOT Show was very positive. New business is starting up right and left. God bless America. When we're born, we're born free. We can do whatever we want, how we want, when we want. It's just if we have enough balls to do it. New business is starting up right and left. For you guys that know Andy Ross, he has American Rebel TV. Used to be called Ross's Maximum Outdoors, and then it was then he done a show called Ross World Tour, Maximum World Tour, and then now he done American Rebel. Well, he come out with a concealment system. They're really nice jackets, really nice chore coats, and backpacks that you can conceal your pistol in safely, but in like 3 seconds I can have the backpack off and get my pistol out and fire. I mean, it's really good technology. It's a really good system. And I will add, if you pull your backpack off in a gas station and start shooting with some thug and he's shooting back, you have a like an 8.5 inch wide by 12 or so inch plate of armor that will stop any handgun. So you can pull that backpack off, use it for a shield, and go after him. That way when when old Muhammad's getting robbed at the 7-Eleven, you can save him. So there's good businesses popping up everywhere. Cirrus Wind Indicator is they're just barely a year old now. American Rebel, which we're a partner of Dog Soldier now. American Rebel is, I've known Andy for a long time, and this product was right up my wheelhouse. And he knew how big I was on patriotism and our Second Amendment rights. And I approached Andy, and he's like, man, I'm working with a lot of other shows, but this is the one I'm excited about. And that humbled me pretty big, because Andy's been around a long time, and And Andy's like me, you know. Andy's Andy. And when somebody is strong and has so much willpower and self-confidence, as Andy Ross says, that he's excited to work with you, it means something. So we're really good there. I really like that. I met with Winchester, as good as always. They're liking what we're doing. They're loving what we're doing, actually. You know, it's really good relationship there. Umarex USA, Axion, and Optical Dynamics is all great. Rambo Bikes, Wildlife Research is great. There's going to be a new choke tube next year on Dog Soldier. Let me get everything done with that, and I'll tell you what's going on. New choke tube. Also, a Missouri company, really huge Missouri company, has decided to do something with Dog Soldier. I'll let you guys know on that as soon as I can. It's great. Phone Scope, for all you guys that like to video your own stuff. Phone Scope come out with a new product that is absolutely amazing, and you'll start seeing that here shortly on Dog Soldier and our digital platforms. Let's see here. Boy, we just got a lot of stuff going on. It was a great SHOT Show. So for you guys listening out there that like the hunting industry part of the conversations we have here on the podcast, when you go to SHOT Show, if you're a new TV guy or if you're an up-and-comer, take my advice. Develop relationships outside of SHOT Show. SHOT Show is for contract maintenance. If they want you to do appearances, yada, yada, yada. Or, you know, might get lucky and they might ask you to stand you around their booth all week, you know. But SHOT Show is for contract maintenance. Go have meetings. Go make sure everything's fine. Make sure everybody's doing good. Stop in and say hi. Shake a hand. But I will tell you about SHOT Show. SHOT Show is a shooting, hunting, and outdoor trade show. And I don't do very many what I call cold calls there. I don't walk up and say, hey, I'm Steve Kreiner with Dog Soldier. Can you sponsor my show? What I tend to do is I reach out, make my relationships, and then I follow up there. If I do a cold call, which if I see a new company that I really think's got a badass product, I'll just be like, hey, got any marketing guys around today? And if they say yeah, don't say, well, can I talk to him? Just say, does he have any time in his schedule for a meeting? I got something that might interest him. Well, most of them say no. But they might give you a card. And some of them say yes. And that's really good. SHOT Show is a dealer show, which means there's buyers from Cabela's, Bass Pro, Gander Mountain, Sportsman Warehouse, Walmart, Amazon, everybody that you can imagine, and every small business in this industry has somebody there more than likely, looking at new products, buying products, putting in orders. So these manufacturers are there to make money. They're not there to give money away. I will tell you one thing I did notice at SHOT Show this year is one thing about SHOT Show this year that I did notice is there wasn't very many outdoor television personalities there, so it kind of sucked. It sucked that means, you know, maybe some people's lost hope, or maybe some people's not, or maybe they don't have the money to come, or maybe they're just not motivated enough. SHOT Show used to be where all the TV guys get together, all the TV guys hang out, all the TV guys shake hands, and we just do our thing. And this year, I seen Pat and Nicole Reeve, I seen Andy Ross, and Matt Moret. You know, he's got AVNX TV, and that's about it, boys and girls. That was the only thing different. TV is not dying, but TV shows are taking a big hit right now, and it's because of the digital age. You know, if your show's watched 2.5 million times, or if you've reached 2.5 million households a year, and that's by the Nielsen rating system, which Nielsen ratings, I hope somebody from Nielsen ratings watching, I think it's the biggest joke in the world. I think you guys are a racket. But a lot of businesses do validate, the, thanks, Neil. that new backdrop. That flag right there is right here. Staff Sergeant Mike Dante, one of my brothers. You guys know him. He gave me that flag. He got that flag when he was retired. Mike served 3 tours in Iraq. He was a Bradley driver, Bradley gunner, and a Bradley commander. The guy's been through a lot, and that flag will go with me when I die. And that flag means a lot to me. So I'm glad you guys like the new backdrop. So, kind of lost my motivation there, what I was thinking. So anyway, TV is not really dying, and TV shows are, and the Nielsen ratings, say if we only reach 2.5 or 3 million households a year, which I will say it again, I think Nielsen ratings are bullcrap, and I think they're a big joke, and I hope somebody from Nielsen's watching, because I think you guys are a racket. But anyway, so with that being said, like they're gonna call in or something. So anyway, what happens is if you reach 3 million households on TV, it's hard to analyze it. So now the digital platforms like Facebook, Instagram's awesome, but you get likes. That's about all you can analyze on there. But Facebook, you can really get down to the point. You can really do some fine market strategy and some targeting and really make sure your ads get to the right place. So Facebook is a valid presentation. But what happened is the digital world, Carbon TV, My Outdoor TV, I've heard of some new channels just popping up. Me and my partner thought about starting a new channel online, and there's somebody that just started up that's doing the exact same thing that we wanted to do. But if you go to Carbon TV, there's 300 or 400 shows on there right now. I mean, it's so saturated. And then there used to be 400 or 500 TV shows on there, and now they're rerunning old westerns on there, and they ain't really even that good westerns, If they'll put John Wayne on Outdoor Channel, we get some ratings, come on. So anyway, everybody wants the best bang for their buck is what it amounts to, and I don't blame them. So TV ain't dying, but TV shows are struggling, and it's just we're a distribution point, and we just got to keep rolling. I'm very fortunate that I'm stronger than I ever have, and I'm going to stay strong because I hope my business plan is working, and I hope it keeps working. So you go to SHOT Show, and a lot of people think SHOT Show is where you pick up your sponsors. I picked up a big percentage of Dog Soldier sponsors before I ever went to my first SHOT Show as Dog Soldier. Tom Alley is in the tank right next to me, about 3 foot away. So, there's so many new products, and there's so many new businesses. And if you're willing to take a leap, you can make it. But they always say if you're not willing to lose the money, you might as well not do it. Well, that scares a lot of people. I waited a lot of years to take the leap, and I am so lucky I took it. I'm so lucky that I got on with Hunter Specialties so many years ago, because then the market knew me. The companies knew me. They knew I was valid. I had credibility. For a guy just starting a TV show now, I really feel for him because it's tough. Over the years, a lot of sponsors have been taken advantage of by a lot of TV shows, and they just didn't get a bang for their buck, and now everybody's pinpointing it down, and if you're not doing the extra, you're not going to survive. And then we got to fight the channels. This one may even get me in trouble a little bit. I'm not for sure. Not really, because I'm not going to say anything. This is nothing personal, but from a business standpoint, the outdoor television industry is part of the biggest racket in American history. We pay the channel for airtime. That way we can put our content on their channel. So then we sell marketing materials and distribution to our sponsors. That's how we make our living. So that 30 minutes we buy allows us to market your guys' products. Back in the day, it was easy. Well, now the channels themselves are competing against us. So it don't make no sense, because it's like, hey, I'm going to give you $70,000. Excuse me. I'm going to give you $70,000 to let me put my show on your TV channel, and I'm going to sell advertising and marketing materials to sponsors. Oh, but by the way, you can compete against me too and sell commercials for pennies on the dollar. They're selling commercials to companies cheaper than we're paying for them. So, yeah. It sucks. The small producers like myself, even though I'm making it and I'm stronger than ever, there's a lot of people out there like me that are small, and they have a hard time. They're going to have a hard time making it because they can't sell their materials when they're buying X amount of minutes for pennies on the dollar. So it makes it hard for outdoor television. One thing about SHOT Show, you go to SHOT Show and the Sportsman Channel booth or the Outdoor Channel booth has Jim Shockey all over it, or Pigman all over it, or 100 Whitetails. Well, if you're a niche show like us, you just don't get no love. And digitally, we're generating, and I proved it this week, we're generating more numbers, believe it or not, than Shockey is right now. But yet he has a 12-foot by 12-foot wall on the Sportsman Channel booth with him standing on a mountain with a walking stick. And hey, he's got the best show on outdoor television. I really do believe that. It's a great show. But when sponsors are walking around them booths and see this big wall, then they obviously think he's the biggest thing out there. And that obviously puts us in a lower tier. So we got to compete against that. So it's definitely a niche market. Outdoor TV is. You got to have a lot of drive. You got to have a lot of heart. You got to have motivation, and easy to find. Sorry, it looked like we had a little disruption in the live feed. So anyway, as TV guys, you have a lot going on. You have a lot to compete against. And SHOT Show was great for us this year, and it was great for some other TV shows that I know were there. And if you're trying to start outdoor TV, or if you're a new guy online, or you started a Facebook page and you want to get in the outdoor industry, you got to want it more than you've wanted anything in your whole life. Just like you would start any business. Man, this is America. You got to drive, and you got to work hard at it, and you just got to keep rolling. I've been listening to a podcast, another podcast. It's called MFCEO, and the guy's name's Andy. And when you're listening to millionaires or really successful businessmen talk, you can apply it in so many elements, not just outdoor TV or not just this business, but you can apply it to everything in life. I'll tell you one thing that I really learned last week that's helping me a lot. I have a rhythm now in the morning time. I wake up and I stare at the ceiling for 3 to 5 minutes. I'm not thinking about Facebook numbers. I'm not thinking about emails. I'm not thinking about nothing because my phone is off. When I go to bed, I turn my phone on airplane mode. I don't hear a ding. If I wake up at 3 a.m. to go let the lizard out, I usually check emails, or it was just a habit. Everybody's chasing social media numbers right now, and that's part of what's wrong with the industry. But what I'm doing now is I'm turning my phone off, and when I wake up in the morning, I look at the ceiling 3 to 5 minutes, and I'm damn thankful. I'm thankful that I'm alive. I'm thankful that I'm healthy. I'm thankful that my family's healthy. I'm thankful that I have I'm thankful that I have my best friend laying right next to me. I'm thankful about so much more now than I used to be. So much that people take for granted because they want things so bad. So my rhythm now is I get up in the morning and I look up at the ceiling for 5 minutes, be thankful, and then I go brush my teeth, I put in my contacts, I make my coffee, I do 10 to 20 push-ups and 10 to 20 set-ups. Once my coffee's made, I'll sit down at the table and then I'll start looking at emails or I'll start looking at Facebook numbers. But I've only allotted 5 minutes. I've only allotted 5 minutes for social media in the morning. And I've only allotted 15 minutes a day now. Social media is my business. Social media is my life, and I'm going to be doing that as minimal as possible. Because what I've done is I've gotten to a rhythm that I gauge everything in life on something to do with social media. My numbers, I look at analytics. I check my emails. So after I do all this for 5 minutes, check my analytics and just make sure things are rolling on Facebook, make sure I ain't in jail for nothing. Then I'll go to my emails, and then I follow up on my emails, and I go throughout my day. MFK Dave. So I go throughout my day, and I follow up on them emails, or I do my clerical duties for work and yada, yada, yada. And I work in my shop, and I'll build custom tobacco pipes or custom hand calls. You guys can message me on Facebook. Just go to Dog Soldier, the Tactical Predator Hunter, search it on Facebook, the acrylic or the Bacardi. Making hand calls now, custom hand calls on top of the production stuff we're doing. So if you guys want, some really killer hand calls, just shoot me up. I hand turn them on the lathe and tune them and everything myself. So, or if you want a tobacco pipe, get a hold of me there. But that's pretty much my rhythm now. I try to be more positive. Try to keep rolling with it. What's up, Kyle? And man, I'm just living life. So SHOT Show this year, obviously the whole industry more patriotic than ever. And there wasn't no protesters this year. I'll tell you guys a funny story. 4 or 5 years ago, we was in Vegas, and there were some protesters on the sidewalk protesting guns and crap like that. And I walked up to the lady that was interviewing these jackwagons, and I said, hey, if you're going to interview them, you better give somebody else a chance. And this guy started mouthing me, and I told him, I said, man, I'm going to punch you in the throat. Because 5 years ago, I promise you, I was in a lot better, I don't know if I'd call it a better mood. I was in a lot different state. I didn't really have much to lose. Didn't care. And I'd have went to jail. I was going to lay this guy out. So anyway, the altercation was over. Start rolling down the street, and I hear something dragging behind me, and it's this little lady and her cameraman dragging this camera. She's like, I want to interview you. And I gave her an interview, and I was on the news. And, of course, my buddy, I got some buddies that live out in Vegas, and one of them emailed me and said, Kreiner, it don't matter where you go, you end up on the news. So that was pretty fun. There wasn't no protesters this year. There was SHOT Show statistics show that there was over 60,000 people that rolled through SHOT Show. And it's like 12.2 miles if you walked down every aisle. So Great Plains Outfitters, which is Dirk, says you also do build holsters, I think. It's because I have a really nice 22 pistol that's been on my shelf for years. Well, not years, but months. Because I got to build Dirk a holster, and I had to get leather, and I got the leather the other day finally, but I ain't built his holster. So, Dirk, you will get your dang holster. I promise. You think I would take care of you as much as you guys done for me this year. So, I will get your holster built. I promise. And I'll let you name your new baby, which is a boy, Dog Soldier Crime Fighter Jenkins. Yep. So, Dirk Jenkins and Jennifer Jenkins, Great Plains Outfitters. Jennifer's got a biscuit in the oven, and Dirk's obviously daddy. So they're going to have a new baby. Yep, they're going to name it Dog Soldier Crime Fighter. It's going to be a pretty good deal. It's going to be different around the cabin. It's going to be different in lion camp and bear camp, but it's going to be awesome because one thing at Great Plains Outfitters is like all my other outfitters, it's a good family atmosphere, and it's a good hunt, and it's awesome. So, but anyway, the post-SHOT Show podcast, I know we talked about a lot of stuff But overall, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. We got 4 or 5 new sponsors that I'll start announcing here shortly. I've never been to SHOT Show and got 4 or 5 new partners in my life. I've never went to SHOT Show and been as positive about the industry as I am now. I've never been to SHOT Show coming back, and I'm so motivated. I am so motivated to get out there. I'm so motivated to get to filming. I'm so motivated to start sharing my life with you because there's so many cool things coming down the pipe. With Real Air Gun Hunting and Dog Soldier digital now, we got YouTube, we got Carbon TV. We're on every platform now. We ain't on Roku and some of the other digital platforms, but you cannot not find us. And I'll say it out loud because it's a trending deal, but I'm going to Amazon. I mean, I'm going to be on Amazon. That's where I'm wanting to be. And it's so important. It's so important for people like me to have people like you guys listening out there, you guys watching right now on YouTube. Without you guys, I can't do this. So when you share a picture on Facebook, it actually means something to me. I care. And I don't care that you think I'm cool. I don't care that you think I'm the best. I don't care that you think I'm a rock star. That's not what I'm doing. I care that you think what I'm doing is good enough that you click the button and shared it. Or you click the button and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Or you went to Carbon TV to watch an episode. That's what I care about. If you go to iTunes, and I'm not saying that arrogant like that's all I care about. I care about the big picture. You guys care enough for us and believe in us enough that you're actually clicking buttons and engaging with us. And that's what I want out of this. All the money in the world, trust me, if I wanted to get rich, I wouldn't be doing this. All the money in the world is not worth what I'm getting right now out of life. I live the best life any guy could ever ask for. I have my flaws, and my life has flaws in it. But this is the best life that I could ever ask for. And I'm a Steve Kreiner, and I'm a damn good Steve Kreiner, and I'm going to keep being that guy for you guys. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. I'm going to keep rolling strong, and I want you guys to be there with us. TacticalPredatorHunter.com, our online store. You would not believe how many people I call. Sometimes I screw up orders on purpose just to give me a reason to call people. No, it's just a joke. But sometimes when I call people, I'm like, hey, what's up? This is Steve Kreiner. They're like, what? I'm like, this is Steve Kreiner. Oh, man, I can't believe you actually called. Well, it's my store, and I'm the one that screwed up your order, and I'm sorry, and I really appreciate the support, and I'm going to send you something out, okay? I'm going to take care of it. I called the guy today. I was like, hey, man, this is Steve Kreiner. He's like, hey, what's up? I was like, hey, I just wanted to call you about that back order, man. It's going to be here shortly. All right. What'd you say your name was again? Guy didn't even know me. Didn't have no freaking clue who I was. You know how refreshing that is? Because when people don't know me, or I get emails every week saying, man, I just found you on YouTube, or I just seen your show on Carbon, or I just seen your Facebook video, so I liked your page. Do you know what that means? That means I'm doing something right. There's 2.2 million predator hunters in this country, and I guarantee you half of them ain't seen me. I guarantee you. Yeah, right. Steve who? Okay, so I'm going to do something right here. I'm going to test the waters here, okay? I'm going to take one phone call. And I'm going to answer this as honest as possible. Well, I'm going to answer it honestly, but I may have to skip around. Depends on what kind of question it is. So anyway, the number just went up right above my name. Go ahead and give me a call. I'm going to take one call and one call only. Somebody call me. Ask me anything. Let's talk. This is what this podcast is about. Industry related, hunting related. Let's just do it. Give me a shout. Let's talk right now. While we're waiting on that phone call, and I think that's the number. I have to use a different number. I gave up my real number one time, and I had a whole bunch of hookers from Chicago calling me. Got me a bunch of trouble. Good thing I never been to Chicago. So, I did learn one thing at SHOT Show this year. I'm getting old. I was in bed by midnight every night. And I went out to the Top Golf with Umarex USA and Pyramid Air, which Pyramid's a big partner of Dog Soldier, so is Umarex. And we had a great time driving golf balls. Well, I just sat there and watched everybody else drive golf balls, but it was a good time. Couldn't complain about that a bit. But every other night I was so tired and so sore and so emotionally overwhelmed from the positivity and the stress and everything. It was just, I guess I'm a wimp now. I used to be the guy that, threw parties at Toby Keith and didn't show up for them. Yeah. So that's a good one too. So anyway, if somebody's dialing this number and they're not getting through, make sure you tell me the number's not working, which if it's not working, I can't fix it now. But this has been a podcast. I want you guys to start, this has been a good podcast. I want you guys to start commenting. I want you guys to tell me what you're thinking of the podcast. I want you to tell me what you think of this format. Tonight's podcast was a little different than other podcasts. We didn't talk much hunting. We didn't talk much. We just talked about SHOT Show. We talked about the industry quite a bit. And so next week, depending on our guest, we might talk about bears. We might talk about turkeys. We might talk about deer. Probably talk about coyote hunting because that's what I am. I'm a damn coyote hunter and I love it. So just tell me what's going on. Tell me if you guys like this podcast. And remember, go to iTunes, please. You don't have to subscribe, but you can if you want. Leave me a review. That's how we get on top. This iTunes podcast has been downloaded 10,000 times. And it's been downloaded 10,000 times in the last 16 episodes. And that's remarkable for me. I didn't know there was 10,000 people in the country that wanted to talk to me or listen to me. But so anyway, with the podcast, that's what we're going to do now. We're just going to kind of roll with it. We're going to talk about anything. I talked about the changes we made. I can't ask for anything more than that. It's damn sure been a good podcast. I got to talk a little bit, raise a little cane, get excited. But with that being said, hey guys, thanks for joining me here on the podcast tonight. I love you guys. I thank you for the support. I thank everybody out there listening on iTunes or SoundCloud. I thank everybody watching live or watching this in post on YouTube. I couldn't do it without you. And remember, CirrusOutdoors.com. Their description or their website will be in the description of this podcast. Go check them out. They got the most awesome windicator in history. I'm telling you. Look at that. With that being said, I'm Steve Kreiner, the Dog Soldier. Thank a veteran every day if you can find one. I don't care if you got to go to Walmart and look for them. Make sure you thank a veteran because without them, none of this is possible. Peace out, homies. Keep rolling forward. Stay fearless. See you.